Hello, students. Today is October the 30th. It's Halloween Eve, or All Hallows Eve. And here are your announcements. We are wrapping up our last day of our accreditation external review, which is exciting. It's been a lot of work for a while. And after that, it's over with, and we get to go back to being normal people, which is wonderful. So that's over today. So, yeah, you should see a lot more work out of us on your end. Tennessee Ready testing is coming up in, a couple weeks, November 16th through the 20th. I will be in Nashville this year. Why am I doing that? I don't know, but I'm excited about doing testing in Nashville. I haven't done testing in Nashville or even been to Nashville. Well, I've been, but I haven't met students in Nashville in 2 years now. It's been a while. The writing test in, I'm going to say 2014, maybe. So maybe it was the writing test in 2014. Dole McVeigh was there. I remember that. Andrew Gibson was there, but he's not with us anymore. So whenever that was, well, it would be the junior writing test. Dole graduated last year. 2014. That's when it was. So that was the last time I met students in Nashville. Hoping to start doing a little bit more of that, by the way. Miss Sweat did a thing in Memphis because she was in Memphis with some kids. I'd like to kind of start doing that sort of thing, branching out, meeting students, dumping my work off on other people so I can travel around the state and hang out with students and go hiking. Sounds like fun. But I digress. I was talking about Tennessee Ready. If you are currently, that means this semester, not next semester, but currently this semester enrolled in English 1, 2, 3, U.S. History, then you will have a Tennessee Ready test the week of November the 16th. Miss Whedon will send out the schedule specifically for you soon if she hasn't already. I can't keep track of everything. And we are currently still trying to get a testing location in Memphis. Our Nashville location is the Prescott Hotel off the Briley Parkway. But anyway, we'll be sending more information about that very soon. But just be ready to take a test. So I'm going to finish up the Raven today. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answered little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door with such a name as nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it uttered it is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master who in merciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore. Till the dirges of his hope the melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking that this ominous bird of yore what this grim and gainly, ghastly, gaunt and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to this fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated over. But whose velvet violet lining with lamplight gloated o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God has lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird of devil, whether tempest sent or whatever tempest tossed thee ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird of devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God that we both adore. Tell of this soul with sorrow laden, if within distant Aden it shall clasp a sainted maiden, who the angels named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word or sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of the lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave me loneliness and broken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out of my heart. Take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er his streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.